Hi everyone, welcome back to our monthly Q&A. The question I'm going to address this month is one that I get pretty often from families who are either new to my practice or I've been seeing for a while. And often they'll ask, how long will it take before I start to see improvement when I'm doing biomedical support for my child? To that, I always answer, with okay, that it's not a very easy answer. That it's hard to tell. It's hard to know for sure. For every individual, it's going to be different. However, what I do say is that when we are dealing with the right things, right off the bat, you should see improvement very quickly, quite quickly, within a few weeks, maybe a couple months, but really within a few weeks at the very latest, I want to say. And in some cases, within a few days, when we're really hitting the nail on the head, when it's something that we know what we've done our investigating, we're covering our four pillars of health at the very least, and we're really targeting what the root causes are of symptoms for that particular child. Now, I also want to say we're obviously dealing sometimes with really complex health conditions for the children that I see. So sometimes the longer game is what's important. That you're going to see improvements and better ways of managing, let's say, for your child in terms of maybe their more urgent symptoms. Sometimes you do see things come back. It can cycle with the seasons, like I've talked about with immune seasons, like allergy season, cold and flu season, which we're deep in now if you're watching this in November. But also, the long term, the arc of steering that ship in the right direction, turning it into the right direction can take longer. And so I'm often reminded in practice myself that, okay, look at this, we're a year in. And that's a really good place to be because parents have been working really hard through multiple challenges, different phases of treatment, different triggers that they didn't even know were there, and troubleshooting. And often when we're a year in, that longer game is so much clearer in terms of what it does for that child, that parents can look back and go, oh my gosh, where I was a year ago is so vastly different from where I am today, especially if that child has, let's say, immune dysregulation or some triggers that have to do with their gut, with immune system, with anything that varies throughout the year, the school year, the seasonal year, really depends on the child. So that's the long answer, that improvements can be seen pretty quickly. And then the longer term improvements and deep healing that you see, you know, can take months and about a year. So when you're embarking on biomedical support, expect that you will see improvements, hopefully quickly, maybe not all the time, but to stick to it and know that their bodies, their systems are going to respond, that you just have to give it time. Because if you think about the level of oxidative stress or inflammation or just burden on their system, it's probably taken a long time to get to that point. So it's going to take a little while to kind of scrape away at it and bring that level down and get them to a point where their system's like, okay, I know how to have a new baseline now, and I'm doing better. So I hope that answers that question. Yeah, short game and long game, very important when answering that. And, look to the long game. Look to, that goal that a year from now, you're going to look back and see things have vastly changed. And in the meantime, we'll be working to support your child as best as we can to see improvements as quickly as possible. Okay, take care. See you next month.